Hello everyone. Today is Tuesday, June 27th, rainy day. You might hear thunder in the background. I am so impressed by the In the News presentations, and I was not surprised that we had 7 students talk about the submarine implosion. This is not unusual for me. I have been teaching for decades, and every time there's a major news event, the students are drawn to it. It makes sense. 9/11, I had tons of presentation. When COVID-19 came into our worldview, tons of presentations, but all different. If you listen to each one of the students who talks about the submarine implosion, each one has a different take, a different view, and it really does expand your knowledge on the topic. I thought the students did an excellent job. Listen to Molly. She talks about the social media reaction to the submarine. All very, very different. So thank you so much for those. I also enjoyed a lot hearing about Elon Musk and the technological advances in neurology. Great. Billionaires put your money towards science. The Safe Haven box, Death Pool 3, dental exams that go beyond just dental exams in the office, testing for hypertension, etc. Wonderful ideas, wonderful ideas. Immigration law, free books in Tennessee. I don't want to be missing anyone's topic, but they really are wonderful. And these topics are genuinely yours. These are not AI presentations. These are yours. And I will listen to anyone who is being a human being. It makes such a privilege to hear you. So these topics, what I'm trying to say, which I'm not saying at all, is that they can be re-examined by anyone. We're going to be doing our information speeches. Maybe someone has inspired you to think more about technology, or more about immigration law, or more about babies, and you're going to expand on these topics that other students brought into the class. Totally legit. Or if you want to take your own take on the submarine implosion. And within the next week or two, we'll have more information on all these topics. So please feel free. It's an open field. Also, I've just been reading the journal entries. 3 students have completed the journals. This is week 4, and you would be doing the journal for the In the News. Impressive, impressive, impressive. Nobody can see the journals. They're private. But what I tried to do is to incorporate some of the words and language that students talk about each other in such a positive way into my own commentary. Or I encourage students to reach out to each other because you've said such wonderful, wonderful comments that I think it's worth sharing. But the journals are private. Also, please, please, please read the announcement for this week. I'm trying to encourage you to be proactive in this class, to know that the calendar is attached to the syllabus for our course, so you can see when each video is going to be due and each journal is going to be due, so you can plan accordingly. And then on the side of our course site, you can see under presentations, you can click on there and you can get a summary of each assignment. And this is a summary based on the textbook. It's like a 1-page summary. And for some of you, that's all you need. So you can always be ahead of the game. I will open up the folders earlier. Do not get anxious about that. If you stay right with the week, you'll be just as well. But I know some students have medical reasons that they're going to miss a week or 2, so I want to give them some advanced time, also vacation time. So I don't want this class to be a big burden, but you have to plan on it, and you have to be consistent. So if you miss a week for deadlines, no big deal. If you continually miss, a big deal. So staying ahead of it can also be helpful too. Okay, what else did I want to say? Read the announcements. Thank you for the In the News. Continue with the informative. Oh, I wanted to show you lighting. I was trying to do this video in where I like to work, in my office area. Office, aka gym equipment's in there, and the lighting wasn't good. So I said, well, I'll come outside on my porch and have the back where there's no light coming and the light's coming this way, so you can see me. If I were to twirl this around and have you look at my rainy yard, it would wash out. It would wash out. So I've commented on people's lighting because so many of you have it exactly right. Most of you do exactly right. Another way of critique and presentations, when I take classes, The last class I took was in 2019 that used video. It was an ASL class, and we had to do storytelling with American Sign Language, and we had to do it by video. So I was always watching myself very carefully in that class. Of course, it's a visual language, so there's no sound to it. But I would watch it so carefully to make sure that my sign language was consistent with what I wanted to do for a message. But you could do the same thing. Shut the volume off and watch yourself. Are you consistent? Are you in the moment? Are you giving off the emotion that is connected to your presentation? Watch Tom. Shut the volume off on Tom and watch him. He is talking about death pool. You can tell he is genuine about his content by his nonverbal. At one point, he does a little micro expression, a little twinkle in his eye, and I said, that student is engaged in his topic. It's really great. You watch Isabel. She is very professional when she speaks. Shut off the volume. Watch her. She's not flailing along with her hands or touching her hair. She's consistent with her message. So the nonverbal, the facial expressions, the eye contact, the hand gestures have to be consistent in your message. Sometimes, and we haven't seen any examples of this, I'll have a student pass in a video and you know they're not well prepared, or they're anxious, or they're in a bad environmental spot, and their hands are going, they're playing with their hair, and that's a disconnect. And the audience will focus on that. 55% of your message initially is your visual or your nonverbal, and then 38% the sound of your voice, the emotion, and then 7% the verbal itself, the words themselves. But if you, as the speaker, are not confident in the verbal, nothing else will line up. Anyway, so I just wanted, I was impressed by the journal entries, and I was impressed with your astuteness and what you're seeing. And when you do that for others, you're learning twice. It makes you more aware of your poise and posture. It's really Rainey. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. I'll talk to you next week. Thank you so much for being in this class. You make the summer a pleasure. It's valuable to have you here because this is real people talking about real ideas. And I can't wait to see what you contribute for your informative presentation. Thank you all.